Hello everyone, welcome back to Best Friend Q&A. This is my best friend. He's called Pietro, and today we are answering some questions with Pietro that you guys sent to my inbox on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Snapchat, all my socials. You guys sent me a ton of great questions regarding our friendship, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, and I have all the questions over here in my notebook. And then we're just gonna read these together and, answer the questions. Yeah, but do you wanna first, present yourself? Yeah. We're the same age. Yeah, he was supposed to be a Gemini, but he was born a couple of days later, which is insane because my birthday is June 23rd, so his birthday is June 25th. So our birthdays are literally so close, and I'm not even kidding. If you would have been a Gemini, I would have not been friends with you. Yeah, because it's just they're just so toxic every single time. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, he's from Texas, which explains his accent, really well. So if you guys don't understand him, I can put subtitles over here when you're speaking. No, yeah, I feel like I have the most trouble speaking English because English is not my first language. English is his first language, so if I don't understand something, you can say yeah. Yeah. So we're just gonna get to the question. So I have multiple questions over here, but let's start with the first one. How did you guys met? Well, how did you guys meet? Yeah. No, yeah, literally my grammar is so shitty. Yeah, do you want to explain? Yeah, sure. Or maybe I can explain from my perspective because this was basically happened to me. I was the main character of the story. Okay, so basically I was in kindergarten and it was the first day of kindergarten, right? And I had this stuffed animal with me, because I was so fucking scared to go to the kindergarten. I was literally crying when my mom left just over there. I was alone. I was all by myself. It was hysterical. And then it was the nap time, and then we went to our beds. And then there was this fucking bitch. You remember this kindergarten caretaker. You remember what was her name? Tina. Yeah, Tina. And then I had my stuffed animal, and then I was in bed, and because that stuffed animal was my only comfort, right? So then I was just holding it up, and I was just throwing it in the air because I was a kid. I was fucking 5 years old, 4 years old. So just kids do that, So I'm sorry, Tina, for not wanting to fucking sleep on the first fucking day of fucking kindergarten when I was already alone. I was stressed. I was crying. You remember why would I want a nap time? You know what I mean? And then my only comfort was my fucking stuffed animal, and I like threw it in the air and catched it back. Did that. Then Tina was like, Chuso, if you're gonna do that one more time, no. First it was Juju, don't do that. And then I was like, okay. And then I did it again, because why would I not? And then she was like if you do that one more time, I will fucking take that stuffed animal from you. It was like a concentration camp almost. And then I didn't even. I've always been a good kid with rules and everything. I've always been very, very behavioral. So I was lying on my side, yeah, and I switched my side. And while doing that, I just looked at my stuff. I don't know. I didn't even throw it, but I just held it in the air because I wanted to look at it. I was just I love you. And then I just turned to the other side, and then all of a sudden I hear this big ass person's footsteps on the ground. The ground was shaking, and then I was like, oh my fucking god, what is happening? I thought it was an earthquake. And then this bitch comes up to me and she snatches my fucking stuffed animal and just goes back into the center of the room, reading her bedtime story, and then just puts my stuffed animal next to her fucking chair. And let me tell you, when I started crying so much. Yeah, it was horrible. Probably nobody slept that night or day. But yeah, you can explain this part. Yeah, he was living the bed next to me. Yeah. And I 1,000% was sure that you were gonna steal it. But then he just gave it to me and I was like, thank you so much, you know? And that's how we became friends pretty much. Yeah. And I remember, like, we were so close in kindergarten, especially, like, we're still close, obviously, like, we're best friends, but, you know, like, in kindergarten, we were always, like, by ourselves, you know, like, we were always, like, just two of us, and, you know, like, I remember one time, because you always got, like, no, yeah, like, this is so unfair, because, you know, like, his mom, Pietro's mom, always brought him to school like much later than what everybody else came to. Like, I don't know, like, why, like, was it like that, you know, like, you always got to be, like, you were always the last one to come up with it. It was so unfair because, you know, like, I had already been struggling there for like over an hour, and then you just came like an hour later. I was like, oh my fucking god. But then it was like always like reading like this book, you know, like, it was just like this movement book. I was just like reading it like this, like, you know. And then this same ass big ass bitch, this fucking Tina, she basically was just coming up to me, and then she was like, Juju, you cannot just every single day just wait for Pietro and just wait that he comes to school so you guys can hang out. No, you gotta be friends with someone else. And then he fucking put me next to this one girl who was playing with My Little Ponies. I'm pretty sure she was like, in some ways at least, like neurodivergent, you know? And then she was just like, she forced me to play the fucking My Little Ponies with her. I never liked that girl. I even went to middle school with her, yeah. Not the best experience. But yeah, that was how we became friends. Yeah. I feel bad for you. Okay. Next question is, have you guys ever had a huge fight? A huge fight? I do remember that too. How old were we? Yeah, no, this was like the thing, because, you know, like, it was like not an option after like school. We were in like 3rd grade, yeah. In elementary school, it was just like no, like, it was not even a choice. It was not even like an option to go just straight home after school, you know? We always like hung out. It was like me, Pietro, and then our third friend, yeah. And then we always just decided like, who are we gonna go to after school? It was like one of our 3 houses, like always someone. And then basically, yeah, and then then I was like, you know, like, I don't want to go to Pietro's house, and we're like, we always just, what are we gonna do over there? It's so boring over there. And then, yeah, you got mad, and then you just ran home, and it was so fucking embarrassing, because then Pietro's dad like came like after we were walking to like this other friend's house. Like, Pietro's dad came up to us, and he was so fucking scary, and then he was like confronting us about it, because like Pietro was crying and everything. Yeah, you were, but we were in 3rd grade, so I just like explained. But I feel like we haven't had like beef with each other, but, you know, like, we had beef with everybody else pretty much. Yeah, like, I remember this one time. Yeah, we were like always going to the store after school. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, it's like right next to our school. Yeah, I remember I was so fucking shocked. There's, you know, like, this third friend, or like this random unknown, like, we didn't like often hang out with her, but then like one time we did. And then, you know, like, as she was like eating her cookies, remember, like, she just threw the plastic thingy, like the plastic wrapper, just out in the air, and we were just looking at the plastic paper, you know, like, flying in the air, and I was just like, did you just like litter? And then I was like, oh my fucking god. Yeah, and we were fucking like mean and speeches, like, in elementary school. We were so mean. Yeah. Yeah, it was like this walk, like, in our school, like, that we had to do annually. It was like this fundraiser for kids in Africa, you know, like, every single, or like, it was like this thing that, you know, like, we're gonna go on a walk, and then like every single lap you do, you get like this extra sticker that is like equality, free water, education, and then it's like often like, you know, the more laps you do, the more money your parents donate or something like that. Yeah. Was it you or me that asked her that? Yeah, it was me. So it was like we were going on a walk, and then there was like the girl who had just littered that we didn't like, and then we just came up to her, and then you were like, I was often the more mean one. Yeah, I still am. And then I just asked her like, truth or dare, and we had like made this plan together. Yeah, you were definitely the one to make that plan. No, you were definitely, because you're like, I would have never come up with that. You know, I wasn't a smart kid. Like, no, but he is very mean, or like he is like very smartly mean. But I just was like the executor of the process. You know, like the what is it called? The plan. You know, but you came up with it. No, yeah. And then I asked her truth or dare, and then she was like dare, and then I was like, your dare is to pick the truth. And then she was like, okay, well, the truth. And then I asked her like, have you ever littered? Because when like I was like, you know, like, let's see what she like says, bitch. And then she says like, no. And I was like, are you sure? And then she was like, yeah. And then we were like, then we just like, we're like, okay. And then we just like waited that she walked in front of us, and then me and Pietro were just like looking at each other like, she's fucking lying. No, that was the peak of, you know, elementary school. I feel like I peaked in elementary school pretty much. No, like genuinely. After that, after 6th grade, it was just genuinely downhill from there. Yeah. No, you've been going up. You've been going up, definitely. No, yeah. Not even kidding. Because I remember, I mean, I don't mean this in like a mean way, but I feel like when we met, like, or I mean, like, elementary school, I don't feel like you were like the prettiest kid over there. Not like I was, but you know, like, you look so good right now compared to what you looked like back then. Not saying that you were like the ugly goose, but you know, you low-key were, well, I mean, like, not like in that sense, but you know, like, you know, but now you look good. Yeah. It does. We were like pretty negative in like elementary school. I still am, but yeah. But yeah, it really does like reflect like what you think on the inside and like what you think on the outside, like what you look at like on the outside. You know, ugly inside shows ugly outside. Often, not always, but. Yeah, and I do think it's like, you know, like a problem. No, no, absolutely not. We're not like that at all anymore, because it's like, yes, we used to be like a lot meaner, but yeah, like we're actually chill. Like we're probably one of the nicest people you will ever meet, because it's like, I've just generally been thinking about it lately. Like people are just so fucking mean, genuinely, and it's just like, it's just not even like, I don't even understand like why people are so mean, because like it's like what do you benefit from them? Maybe because like, yeah, like people are insecure and people like make fun of others who are like, because they like cannot bring themselves up, so they bring each other like other people down. Yeah, I do agree, and it's like, you know, I mean, we used to be like that, but and we always like joke about it, but it's just like we're not actually like mean, you know. Yeah, we're just genuinely like, we're just misunderstood. Genuinely, we're just misunderstood. Yeah, but maybe we should like read more questions. What is your favorite color? This like, I like, okay, I'm gonna be very honest with you. There was like not a lot of questions. So, you know, I just had to pick like the worst ones too. So it's just like, this pretty boring of a question, but what is your favorite color? Gray. I like gray too, because it's just like, you know, It's good. I mean, like, you look great. No, like, in a pale way. Like, I'm not saying that you look like a ghost, but it's just, like, you could use a little bit of tan, you know? Yeah, it's so crazy because, like, his skin is, like, white as Snow White, but then his, like, eyes are, like, dark, like, black, you know? Like, it's, like, you have all the melanin in your eyes, you know? Like, it's, like, two big moles, you know? Yeah, no, I do have a lot of moles, too, but it's just, like, you know, not trying to do this. Yeah. Yeah, he just, like, he does, like, wear a lot of gray clothes. I mean, like, I'm wearing, like, gray clothes, too. I know, like, the background kind of looks like we're, and now that, like, we're fucking matching, you know, like, alright, like, we are literally matching right now. I didn't even consider that. Yeah. And our background looks so depressing, except that painting over there. But, yeah, my favorite color is probably white, because it represents, like, purity, which I am, and, you know, just saintiness, holiness, like, angels. I am all of those. And it's just, like, yeah, it just represents me pretty much. Don't you think? Yeah. Yeah, no. And I feel like your favorite color, like, everybody should have a favorite color. If you don't have a favorite color, it's just like, why? Like, why are you so boring? Yeah, because it's just like, there's like 10 options. I'm like, pick one. I'm like, I understand if you have like 2 favorite colors, but if you cannot pick like a single like favorite color, and like what you like more than others, it's just like, or maybe there are like those people who are like, my favorite color is like rainbow, you know, like Georgia Shiva, but it's just like, you know, she at least likes all of the colors, all of the people, but it's just like, if you don't like prefer any color, it's just like, what is inside of you? Sorry. Oh. Yeah. I got that rice cake in my throat. Yeah. But yeah, no, and it's just like if you don't have a favorite color, it's just like, just say that you're boring. Like, honestly, like, pick one at least. It's just like if you cannot pick one, it's just like, and like, if I ask you like what your favorite color is, I feel like it like actually tells more about you as a person. Like, that most of the questions, you know, like, people are just like okay, like, a favorite color, it doesn't like mean anything. It's not like anything, like, you know, it's not necessary, but it's just like, it's actually like a very important question because like it genuinely reveals so much of the person, you know, like what they say. And I'm like, I specifically want to like hear, you know, like if I asked you like what your favorite color is, I specifically want to hear you say like, why is it your favorite color? I explain why it is my favorite color. But if it's just like, oh, like, I like green, you know, I just like, well, why do you like green? You know, but if your explanation is like, if you have a good explanation on like why you like that color, it's just like, it automatically, yeah, like it makes you more trustable of a person. It's just like you can like resonate yourself with the world. Yeah, but if you just say like, I don't have a favorite color, like, I don't know, it's just like what? Yeah, no, definitely. And it's just like, yeah, all the colors are good, but it's just like, what is your favorite? I want to hear them. Yeah, that was actually a great question, because it's just like, if you're like wanting to meet like a new person, especially because it's like a best friend video, I'm like, definitely like ask them what's their favorite color, because like it might reveal a lot about them, a lot more than you know. And ask them, you know, like, why is that your favorite color? I really got that rice cake in my throat. You know, like, you remember what happened to me like 2 days ago? I was eating like this gum, and you know, like, I drank water, and you know, like, it literally the gum dissolved in my mouth. And you know, like, I was like in the car with my mom, and I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? And we're like, I couldn't like spit it out the window because it was just like, you know, like, it would have been just like this saliva filled with like these little white particles. And like, it was so fucking disgusting, but I couldn't swallow either because it was like, I don't want that shit in my like stomach. You know, like, I heard that, you know, like, gum stays in there for like 7 years. So I was just like, especially if it's like a little particles, and like, I don't want to know like how long is it gonna stay there. You know, yeah, it's like kidney stones, but inside your stomach. And you know, I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck am I gonna do? And then like the car drive lasted like 20 minutes, like 30 minutes. I was just like not swallowing it all, like, for like the whole time. And then I just came over here and just like sprouted it all in the like the sink. Yeah, that is true. That happened to me a couple of days ago. Let's read the next questions. What is your favorite subject? Okay, like, why are all these questions like, what is your favorite? I don't know. But what is your favorite subject? Physics. You do love physics, you know, like, because it's just like, no, but you know, like, he has always been like very smart. Like, no, like, do not put yourself down. Like, you have always been so fucking smart, and like, it just like always has been like unfair to me, like how smart he is, because like especially like because like I do not consider him like my dumb, like I don't consider him like myself dumb, but when I'm like with him because he's like just so much smarter, it just makes me feel so much dumb, like not like it genuinely like makes me feel like so much dumber when I'm with you because it's just like you're so smart. No, especially with physics, like he's a beast, you know. Like we had like a physics test like a couple of days ago. I probably failed. You got like every question probably right. He always says that. He always says that, but I know he's lying. I know he's lying. Yeah. What is the next question? I don't want to read the questions anymore. Oh, all of them were so boring. But yeah, I think this is like our best friend video. This is the last about 21 minutes. Is crazy thing like at 21 minutes doing like 21 minutes? What do you mean? I started this 5 minutes ago. But yeah, what are you gonna do after this? Yeah, he's jobless. Kind of sad. I mean, like, well, I'm too, but I like at least I go to school. I don't like he, or like you know, I don't know. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please just shut up. Yeah, yeah. Let's do it on now. Bye.